So I have here a 1970 driver's door for a Dodge Challenger, 1970. And I'm going to take out the guts out of this. The window was already broken, and preserve the pieces and parts, and then I'll paint the shell and preserve it as well for future sale or future use. I'm not sure yet. But one of the things I wanted to try to do is show how to take the regulator out without cutting the door or doing some damage. Recently watched a YouTube video about someone cut this whole section out right here to get the regulator out, and that just didn't seem right. And then this was cut out as well and peeled back. So hopefully if you watch this video and I'm successful, I think I know the procedure, but I'll show it on camera, of course. So here we go. A couple things is to start off with the arms and everything parallel to each other. See if I can get in there. See how the arms are straight with each other. As opposed to being at an angle, everything's horizontal as much as possible. You can kind of see it's midway in the door, and it's horizontal with everything here. Really difficult to see this. Okay. I work on these rusty old bolts. This door's been left out in the weather, so I like to be really careful and put a liberal amount as you raise it up. As the bolt raises up, that lubrication will get down in there on the thread. See? That's right. So that's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm going to do all these, and then we'll come back. It's my last bolt for the regulator. And actually, I have another one that you can't forget. Let's see, where is it? There it is, right there. So these are all 7/16 fasteners. The one that you have to watch out for is this one right here. The glass typically is attached to this plate right here, but because this glass is busted, but I still have to take this off no matter what, because taking the regulator out does require taking the glass out, which might be another video, we'll see. But regardless of that, it just comes off like so. Pretty easy squeezy. It's got, when you want to reattach it, it has this slot right here where you just open it up and slide it in. So let's see if we can get this out now. So in order to get this regulator out, there is this track needs to be at the very left loosened and or taken out. There's a Allen screw right there. I've already loosened it, and the size of that is 3/16 American size. So we're gonna take that out right here. And you'll need a long Allen wrench to get into this thing, because it's pretty tight for anything less than that. So I think I got it. I'm sure I got it by now. Yeah. Then the other one is on the other side. It's a 7/16. Down in here, attaches to the bottom of the door. Okay, so that should be loose now. It is. And so what you're going to want to do is just kind of move that out of the way like so. So go ahead and take a picture of that. I just kind of moved it out of the way. But since it's loose, take it out. You need it out anyway to clean it up. And if you have to replace these, which I'm doing on another door, then you have to you take this out, clean it up. Okay, so now this should come out fairly easy once you get the glass off. Now there's not really a secret to this, but rather keep everything in line like so, and it twists out. So I'm getting this gear set a little out of the way. Should work now. And it comes right out. So that's kind of the secret to this. Taking this out, whether it's in the car or laying down flat like this, is you get these everything horizontal and get this gear plate halfway like so. And that'll be for an install as well. So you don't have to modify the sheet metal or anything. This seems to be the best procedure by far. Is again making sure that all the fasteners are off, making sure that this is all horizontal right here, and that this gear set is halfway, and it works pretty good. So that little clip needs to come off, and I'm using a real long skinny screwdriver to pry it off. So this is that little clip that attaches the rod to the latch that opens up the door in the middle. And when I pull it out, I'll show you what it looks like. So here's that latch. This was attached right here. I took two fasteners out, and there's the clip that you have to undo. And I used this real long skinny screwdriver from the out going into that in right there, and you can see the rod that it's attached to. This track right here that's towards the outside of the door, I'm taking it out as well so I can preserve it. And the fastener for that's on the bottom, and it's a 1/2 inch. Here's the outside track I just removed. 1/2 inch. This goes towards the bottom. This towards the top. Here. And then it has this stabilizer right there, which I gotta admit, I doubt I'd have a hard time finding that part right there. Anyway, it's in pretty good shape, so I'll clean it up. Once you get the inside rod removed, you can simply pull this out, and here is the little plastic clip that the rod is attached to. And most likely, this one actually looks like it's in pretty good shape, really. Not too bad. I've seen worse. But, I don't know, yeah, that could probably be reused again. So here is the original tag on here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it says October of 1970 and has the original VIN number attached to it. Unfortunately, I have to take this off. So in order to get these 3 screws off here, they're usually on there really hard because of rust. And I use this tool right here. Now I have 2 different sizes. This is a normal size, and this is a lot bigger Phillips, and that's the best one to use. So we're going to use it. I'll show you how this tool works. I have a good impact gun, but this is the best choice right now for stuff like this. The way you use this is you put it's spring loaded, and it has a kind of like a screw, and you put it all the way down to the bottom like so, and you just start tapping. At the same time you're twisting this like so. Got it. It's a booger. This is the only tool to use. Well, there might be better tools, but Leslie, I bought it when I was like 16, 17 years old, and this is what I used to use on my motorcycles. I've had this a long time. Great tool. So, in order to get this whole thing out, I have to pop up that little plastic tab right there to get that arm off. That arm attaches to the striker mechanism and to the door handle itself. So it's just as simple as popping the plastic clip off and pushing the rod out. So the whole thing came out the big hole here. And yes, I did save that tag. Good. And then here's the striker and all. The rods are still attached. That can be installed that way as well. Anyway, I moved it and got it through right through here once all the rods were disconnected. Well, sometimes you just have to break out the vice grips to get some fasteners off, especially on something like this. It's so rusty. And it's this Allen wrench right here that I'm having a tough time with. And I can't think of any other better way than using my vice grips. Once you get just a little bit like that, then you can get it. Okay, there it is. Almost everything has been taken off of this door, and except for there's a piece of trim here, I'm gonna leave that on. And I don't really know what this is. I'm not sure. I have to do some research about that, but all the mechanisms are off, fasteners are off. And what I'll do now is I'll clean this up really, really good. And then I'll make it look like this door here, which I have spray painted all the edges. The underside is sprayed and the inside is sprayed because I have to store these outside and it will be in the weather. But I've tried to weatherproof them the best that I can. So again, this is a 1970 door shell. For this in here is the passenger side, and this one here is the driver's side 1970 Dodge Challenger. Here is all the guts for that door. What I'll do now is I will bag and tag everything after I clean it all up and make sure all the rusty parts have WD-40 all over them and store them and really good for long-term storage. I did want to show you this piece right here. This piece right here slides up and down this railing right here, but it's got this mohair type slider right there, and this one here is in really good shape. And so as opposed to this one here, which is broken, and I'm going to have to replace that. This is the piece that's very brittle. I have to replace that, and so that's what I'm working on. But I just wanted you to take a look. This is Chrysler. Really had their stuff together, I guess, because there's a lot of pieces and parts here, a lot of mechanical stuff to open and close the door and roll the window up and down. Amazing. But I have all the fasteners, I have everything to do another door. Again, once I clean this up and store it for future use for my car, or sell it a little later on, I'm not sure. But these are great parts. I think this part right here in this kind of shape is hard to get a hold of. I know you can buy the liner for it, but it's just not going to be the same. So this part right here is where you change the key lock. But again, you got to get this out. It's kind of a big job. The hinge is no good. I will clean it up though, and I have been successful at repinning those things. But honestly, the best choice is just to buy some rebuilt ones. The regulator, however, is it looks dirty right now, but it is in really, really good shape and can easily be used on another project. And of course, the seal is junk. You have to get rid of that. No point even trying to save it. So there it is. That's this for the window, and we'll keep plugging along.